Hi there, Stampin' Peace friends. I'm back. Had some technical difficulties. And as I'm going to start out by saying, before going into my live demonstration, that Facebook has been very challenging in the last couple of months and lots of changes. And I can't seem to get the settings easily anymore, as you just saw if you were with me a few minutes ago. So bear with me, because I just grabbed this brand new stand I got, literally just took it out of the box a little while ago. So I haven't even set it exactly right. I just put it here real quickly, and I thought, here's a sign that I just need to jump in and start with this. But going on further, I am working with somebody to learn a new piece of technology called eCam, and I am probably starting beginning of September going to be moving all my lives to my YouTube channel, which is Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. But I will make another announcement to that closer to the time, give the details, the link, etc. So just know that that's coming. But welcome. I'm so happy you're here with me. I say with me in my Stampin' Peace studio. And I'm coming to you live from Westerville, Ohio on Thursday, August 21st at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're watching live, thank you. If you're watching the replay later, thank you also for watching. I appreciate you all. Today, you're going to be seeing a mix of some new products that are coming beginning of August, and some at the end, I'll also show you some new holiday products that are available for you right now. And I've got a great demonstration for you in which I'll be casing one of the cards from my August One Sheet Wonder demonstration. If you haven't seen that, it's up on YouTube and also my blog. So Stampin' Peace with Mary on YouTube, or stampinpeace.com for the blog. So I'm going to show you some examples of that and alternates, and then we're going to make a few cards with some brand new product coming soon. I'm going to flip my camera around now, and while I do that, please share this live video and invite others to join us this afternoon. Do you ever have days like that when you think things should be so easy and they're just not cooperating with you? Yeah, it's kind of one of those days. Had a credit card compromised this morning, and that was early. I was drinking my coffee when that was happening, and I got the notice. So anyways, blah, 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 right? Okay, I'm going to leave it like that for now, even though I don't like you seeing my belly here. All right, and put that out of the way. Okay, as I said, I am casing this card, which was one from my, gosh, it's very distracting seeing all this around me. But it is what it is today. So bear with me, and thank you for your understanding. So this was one of the cards made with my August One Sheet Wonder, and I featured a sheet of the Charming Floral Designer Series paper. And as you know, with each of my One Sheet Wonders, I show you some coordinating card sketches. And this was just one of the 6 from that One Sheet Wonder tutorial. Now, I also want to show you here another one I made afterwards. This is going out to my people in my In Color Club with their September Secret C products. And you can see I just did a tone on tone with Secret C and Cloud Cover. And I used designer series paper, but I used 3 different ones. So here I had kind of a scene where I kept all the pieces lined up like a puzzle as they were cut. And here I chose 3 different of the Secret C designer series paper patterns. Okay. Let me show you a few I made with some brand new DSP. And this is called, let me see, Autumn Toile. Is that French, I think? Toile, Autumn Toile. And this is kind of a neat pack because it's got these beautiful fall prints, but also just some very masculine prints, or for people who truly like nature and love to be outside and appreciate wilderness. Okay. And then some really cool patterns on the backside with neutrals. And normally, or oftentimes I should say, in our designer series paper packs, we get 6 sheets, 2 of each. In this particular one, you're getting 4 different sheets, 3 of each. So it's another way to make a great bunch of cards at once, whether you want to make a lot of masculine cards or perhaps a lot of fall colors or cards. This is my favorite in that. But they all coordinate together and they're just lovely. So let's take a look at my cased cards using that Autumn Toile designer series paper. That will be coming the first week of September. Okay, this paper is not available just yet. It's coming the first week of September. I'll also let you know with the cards I'm showing that I decided I wanted some masculine thinking of you cards. So I used the Thinking of You stamp from Wonderful Thoughts and then the coordinating die. So all these sentiments have coordinating dies, plus there's a few extras in there. If you don't have that set, I highly recommend it because I use it so much. Okay, here's another one. You can see I just changed up the colors that I used. I placed the sentiment in a different spot. And here's one more with green on green. And wow, that I wasn't sure about using that white, but it goes with that particular sheet of DSP, and doesn't it really make things pop, right? Okay. Oh, Angela, I looked up and I saw Lancaster, and there's a Lancaster, Ohio, not too far from me. But then I caught the New Hampshire. So darn, I wish you were closer, but I'm so glad you're watching virtually. And then I made one more from this set of designer series paper, which is an alternative to that same card sketch. I just flipped it and made a vertical card, and I made sure that my starting pieces, because we start with 3" by 4.5 and then cut at 1.5" increments, I just made sure my starting piece was in the vertical position, and that worked out really nicely. So now let's make some of these. If you're not familiar with this, card sketch, and at the end we will talk a little bit about the mini catalog. But if you're not familiar with this card sketch, or you didn't watch the One Sheet Wonder, or you did and you just need a refresher, I'm going to show you step by step how to make the cards using that very same card sketch with the same measurements. And I've chosen to use a new product, another new product that is coming first week of September. And this is the Christmas Tags and More, Memories and More DSP, and coordinating envelopes. Now, coordinating note cards and envelopes. Okay, card bases and envelopes. One thing I want to mention, here in the US, we make A2 size cards generally, which are 4¼ by 5.5. These measure 4¼ by 6¼ which I think is the standard European size, maybe even in the South Pacific as well. And I believe these are considered A4 cards. But if we're already making A2 cards, it's very, very easy to make the A4 cards because they're just a wee bit taller, okay? They're 3/4, well, let's see, 3/4 of an inch taller, okay? So that's what I'm going to work with today because I love coordinating products. All of this goes together. And there are sentiments in an ephemera pack. I don't have those yet. I forgot to order them on my pre-order, but they are on the way. But that's all right. We're going forward with this. But first, let me show you the designer series paper. Here's the one and its backside. Here's a second one and its backside. The third sheet and its backside. Here's a fourth. I love the plaid. Love, love, love the plaid. Of course, gingham is always a favorite of mine too. And its backside. So 1, 2, 3, 4 different sheets. And you'll get 8 of each. So that's 32. But then you'll also get some die cuts. Stampin' Up! Has never done die cuts with 6x6 paper. So this is something new and exciting. You're going to get 4 sheets of die cuts, 2 of each of these. And they just make great little embellishments for your cards. They're great embellishments if you're making tags or decorating gift bags, that sort of thing. So, but let's go back to our main card sketch we're using. Where's my original? So that's the main card sketch I'm using. I'm going to set that right here. And the first thing I want to do is find some of these that go together. Now, as you know, in many of these, I actually did a scene, okay? But we don't have to do a scene. We can just do 3 separate pieces of DSP that match or coordinate, whatever you like. So my first thought is, I don't want to do a scene. I don't want to cut these up that way, but I do want to work with these 3, okay? So I'm going to set that aside. But then for my first card, I'd really just want 3 of the patterns. And when I choose patterns, I like that one because it has some red in it. I generally am thinking maybe I want 2 that are more dark and 1 light, or vice versa, or 1 with more subtle patterns and others a little busier, okay? And all I do, literally, this is all I do. And I really want you to see the entire process. That's why I'm walking you through this. Literally, all I do is mix and match until I see something that I think is really pleasing to me. And I guess when I say pleasing, what I'm thinking is it's all kind of balanced. Lights and darks, big prints, small prints, that sort of thing. But what I'm telling you is there's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. So whatever feels good to you, if you look at something and you're like, oh, I really like that, go with it. If you look at it and you're like, I don't know, like, I think that could work. But just say, for example, you're like, oh, I don't know. Then pull something out. Try something different. Okay? Actually, I do really like that. Not at all what I intended, but I do really like that. So, gosh, I'm not sure because now I really want to use this red. I love the gingham. And I'm looking at these 3 now. But I kind of like the red in the middle. But then we have 2 straight line designs. Although this is only going to be 1.5 inches or a 1.5 inch wide. So I'm not going to get a whole lot of the red right there. Oh gosh, was there just a little glitch there? I got a message pop up on my screen that the internet connection or Facebook connection was fuzzy. So hopefully you're back with me. If you're back with me, please tell me. So I think I'm just going to, oh, even that one. That could be fun. Just that, I'm talking just that edge. Or how about this? I think I'm going to go back to my original one, which would be this. No? I don't know. No, I'm going to go back to this one. I'm going to switch this one out. So these are the three I'm going to use. So what I need is 3 pieces that measure 1.5 inch by 3 inches. I'm good now. Okay, thank you. Yeah, this Spectrum was working in my area last week too, which didn't really affect us because I was sick and not doing lives, but it's always something, you know, and that's really why I want to move over to this new streaming service and start going live on YouTube instead. So I like this combination with that lighter, that neutral in the middle. So that's what I'm going to go with. And then I need a piece that sits behind this. And I think I'm going to go with the Real Red. I just want to pull in a little more of that. And that piece needs to be 3¼ inches. Oh, perfect. By 5. Oh, and that's exactly what this is. 3¼ by 5. Notice I go to my scraps first. My scrap bin for whatever color I'm using. I go to that first before I cut up a new sheet. Okay. And then behind that, I'm going to put a piece of garden green, and I need that to be 4 by 4. Ooh, gold would be pretty too. That's an option. So the colors that are in this designer series paper are Real Red and Cherry Cobbler, garden green, and it's not so saffron. What am I trying to say here? Soft seafoam. Okay, and then there's some crumb cake. And because the card bases have that gold foil in them, that could be something else that you bring in. Okay, but I'm gonna go with this. And now I'm going to put the pieces together and build my card. When you're using strips like this that you need to get even spacing between and around them, I think it's best to use your multi-purpose glue. You can go a little heavy. I trust myself pretty well. I've had a lot of practice getting these lined up. So I don't go crazy on the glue, but a puddle of glue is going to be your friend here if you want to give yourself some extra time to maneuver or move the pieces around, slide them around, okay? And I'd say that looks pretty good. So now let's put these on one of my card bases. I love that these Memories and More card bases and envelopes match. So fun. And, ooh, I think I'm gonna go like that. So as you can see, I've pulled in the red and the green, and my card base uses that crumb cake. Let me try this. Oh, that's kind of cool too. But I'll just go with my first thought, and I am going to make a second card, so I'll use that other base for the second card. And keep in mind with this card sketch, you can make horizontal or vertical cards. The gold with reds and greens for Christmas and holidays. So I think I'm just going to go, but as you can see, it would be perfect if it were horizontal as well. And it would be dependent on which designer series papers you're using. Of course, if you're using any papers that are directional, you want to pay attention to that. You don't want trees or flowers going sideways. Or little snowmen, you don't want them to appear sideways. Unless it's an all-over print, of course. Do you have the red or the green? I think I'm going to go with the red at the top. Oh, I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think I'm fussing too. I'm going to put the red plaid at the top. Sometimes, you know, we just have to tell ourselves, don't overthink it. Don't. Oh my goodness, friends. This live has been quite challenging, hasn't it? Okay, moving on. I just want to finish off my cards with something pretty here on the front. It could be absolutely anything. It could be a sentiment. It could simply be one of these beautiful die cuts. And I think I'm going to go with this wreath and this red bow on it, just like that. So I'm going to add the bow with just a dot of the multi-purpose glue. And I'm going to adhere it to my card front with some dimensionals. Thanks for hanging in there despite all of the Facebook technical issues today. It's very frustrating when it's something I can't control. But I'm glad you're sticking with me. You're true crafters if you're sticking with me for these demonstrations. Okay, so there's my finished card. Quick, easy, simple. Okay, I don't need a lot of products, just that pack of paper and these fun envelopes and card bases. You could even recreate this on your own card base and white envelopes at home that you already have. But I just think these are super fun. Okay, so there's the first one. Let's make one more. Maybe we'll make two more. I wanted to make two more, but the way Facebook is acting, I'm not sure if we'll get there, but we'll try. So for this, and these are really wider than what my original card sketch allows. I could just make them wider, but it takes up pretty much the whole front, right? So I'm going to work with these two and this one. And I'm going to cut this down to 1.5. I'm going to cut off this little bit. I can save this for something else, right? And then I'm going to cut this at 1.5. So these are each 1.5 by 3, and I need one more piece. And I'm going to use this Christmas tree. And this piece is 2 inches, right? So if I want it 1.5, I need to cut off 1/4 inch on each side so that I have that Christmas tree, holiday tree centered. And then I'm going to use these for my card front. I can flip one of these if I wanted to also. But I don't think I do. I like that there's some red in each of those. And I'm going to put the Christmas tree right in the middle. And for this, I'm going to use, let's use the garden green base. So I'll need a 5" by 3 1/4 piece, okay? So I'm using the same measurements as I did on the first card. So if you're taking notes, that will help. And again, they're the same measurements that were used on the original card from my August One Sheet Wonder. And I'm going to adhere these with my multi-purpose glue. Gotta love this glue. And don't overuse it. People who don't like this glue, it's because they use way too much and it's seeping out and then it gets sticky and gummy and tacky. And if you put it in the center of your pieces, that glue will spread out as you are pressing your pieces down or into place. Okay. Now it's going on this card base, and we can either do red or gold behind, but I'm going to change it up just a wee bit. I'm going to do the red. This is very distracting. I'm going to have to adjust my stand a little bit because I don't think you like seeing all. I don't like seeing all my mess. But hey, it's keeping it real, right? When you're crafting, that's what happens. You've got all this stuff around. I don't like it, but I'm not going to apologize for it because that's the real deal. And I have a feeling I'm not alone in that. Okay. Just kind of want to make this centered. That looks pretty good. I think we need to throw in a touch of gold. So I've got a pack of gold foil sheets, and I'm just going to take a scrap, any scrap. First one I get, that. And you know what I'm going to do? I simply am going to cut this strip the length of my card base. And remember, this is an A4 card base, so it's 6 1/4. If you're doing an A2 or standard size card base, it would be 5 1/2. So what is this? 1 1/2 inches by 6 1/4. And I'm just going to lay it right down there. Let me use this. So here's just another extra little alternate thing you can do to change up your card a bit, to step it up a bit and bring out some of that gold in the card base, but without taking away from the overall sketch. You're right, Margaret, creativity at work. Sometimes, you know, I don't always know what I'm doing when I start. Does anybody else feel that way? In fact, most times I don't know exactly what the outcome is going to be when I start creating. Yes, Lori, I'm sorry about that. It's not going in and out for me at this point, but it has twice. I don't know what's wrong with the connection. I haven't done anything different, and I think it's just one of those days, so I apologize. We don't even have any storms or anything crazy in the area. There's a lot of construction going on around me. I don't know if that would have anything to do with it or not. Some days it's just, Facebook is just very, very glitchy. And this happens to be one of those days. All right, so this is my second card. And I'm not going to add anything to this. Like I said, I have all these die cuts I could be using. Oh, a little present by the tree would be cute. Some are larger and smaller. Oh, there's 3 presents. Okay, I am adding. I was hoping there would be a little star. But what I was going to say is that I would add a small sentiment later that maybe I would just put here, you know, on perhaps a small sentiment on white, and I would just pop it on one of these pieces. But since I saw these little presents, let's do that. These are more fun. And you can always add a sentiment later or add one inside. Again, there's no right or wrong when you're creating. It's just whatever feels right to you. I'm going to do this. And this one. Can you see now why I wanted to pre-order this Christmas Tags and More DSP? And I decided to go with the matching envelopes. And note cards, I don't always do that, but this time I thought I'm going for it. Okay, let's make one more. And this time, let's make one as a scene. So again, I want to cut my pieces the same way. And one thing I want to tell you here is, and this is what I'm going to use for my main scene. And I basically need this to be 3 inches by 4.5. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of looking at where that 3 inches is. I happen to have this fun grid ruler that's 3 inches wide. So you can see I'm probably going to cut off about a 1/2 inch. I'm going to do this, cut off this strip, and then I'm going to take off like a 1/2 inch on each side. So if it's something like this, you might need to play around with it so you get the image or the scene that you want kind of centered. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just like that. And it's okay that it's cut off a little bit. No big deal. And then I need it to be, what did I say? 4.5. So this is 5. This is 4.5. I don't like that because it would cut off this ornament. So what I'm going to do is flip it this way and cut off a 1/2 inch from the top. And then flip it around, and now I'm ready to cut at 4.5 inches. Okay, so what I've done is cut that 6 by 6 piece down to 3 inches by 4.5. And now I'm going to cut at 1.5 inch increments to get 3 pieces. And these are the 3 pieces. I'm going to move these out of the way for just a bit. These are the 3 pieces that will make up my scene. And I think for this, I'm going to go with that real light shade of green, that soft seafoam. So I will need I will need a piece that measures 3¼ inch by 5. Again, I'm using all the same dimensions as I did on the first 2 cards. And the only dimension that's different from the original from my One Sheet Wonder sketch is the size of the card base. Okay. And that just depends if you want to make the regular A2 size card base, or if you want to bring in the printed A4 card base as an envelope. And I'm going to say, I don't know. I don't know if I'm liking that soft seafoam there. Let me try crumb cake. You see how my brain works? Just like I said, I don't always know. What is this? This is, nope, that's 4 3/4, too short. I don't always know when I start, whether it be planning something, a card for a special occasion, personal use, or if I'm designing for a class or a Facebook Live or video. Oh, I kind of like that better. I'm going to go with that. Okay. And then my 4x4, I'm going to use Garden Green. I think I have some here. Actually. Oh, what a mess. Okay. See how I'm just laying this out too to try it out? And then I think I'm just going to use a real red card base in our regular A2 size. So I need, let's see, do it this way because I like to cut 2 card bases at once. So I'm going to score it in the vertical direction at 4 1/4 and then cut it while it's in the horizontal position at 5 1/2 for my card base. And this will be a nice side-by-side comparison of the A2 card base versus the A4 card base. I think adding some gold kind of adds some, not class, but elegance, something fancier. Whereas I think using the crumb cake gives more of a warm, kind of down-home feeling. Do you guys get that? It's hard to believe that we are into what, the last 9 days or so of August. I'm excited for college football season to start a week from Saturday. So don't be calling me at noon on August 30th because I'll be cheering on my Buckeyes. I'll have to catch you after the game. Which also leads me to say I've got something special planned for next week. And I will fill you in on that more probably on Sunday or Monday. And there's that card. Okay. Again, if I want, at this point, I could add some of the die cuts from, oh, Vicky, say it isn't so. But I'll let you have your fun. If you don't know, there's a big rivalry between Ohio State and U of M. Assuming you mean University of Michigan. We call it that state up north. Okay, so again, you could add any of these little things to it. I'm going to hold off and not add any of those, but I'm going to instead make a bow with this white woven ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's kind of got I assume it's all cotton. I don't know if it says. I don't think it says polyester. Oh, it's polyester. Okay, I thought there was more cotton. But anyways, it's very easy to work with. It's fine and thin, but it's not flimsy. So it's not going to create a lot of bulk. And it's easy to work with. So I'm just going to make one bow. And I'm going to adhere it to the top of that largest ornament. And I'll use this as my embellishment. So tell me now, what do you think of the Christmas Tags and More DSP with its die cuts and the matching, you know what? I probably should have used a glue dot there. I don't know why I chose this, because normally for baker's twine and linen thread, I usually use my glue, but for the others, I usually use a glue dot. I'm just gonna put that there to let that bow dry in place. So tell me what you think, first of all, as well as what you think of the sketch in general. How many of you have seen this sketch? Have you watched the August One Sheet Wonder demonstration? If you missed it, it's up on stampinpiece.com, and it's also on my YouTube channel, Stampin' Piece with Mary Knabe. And also tell me what you think of this. Okay. It's freezing again. It's freezing again. So tell me what you think of these things, these new products coming. Remember, these are all coming September 4th, 3rd, first week of September. So some really nice designer series papers with lots of versatility and lots of things you can do with them. Now, if you're itching to do some fall or holiday card making or paper crafting, let me show you a few products you can get now that you don't have to wait on. And what did I just do with them? Oh, here they are, right next to me. So these products that I'm going to show you are ones that are online exclusives and are available right now if you're in a hurry to start your fall crafting and your holiday crafting. Artistic leaves, so fun. I love fall leaves in general, and just creating with the fall colors. And it's kind of unusual for me because there are a lot of colors I use a lot in the fall, like Cajun Craze, pumpkin pie, that I don't necessarily use much throughout the rest of the year. Okay, you gotta see this set. You know I'm a sucker for a good set of sentiments. Look at all these. And I like that there's different directions, some tall and some longer. A little kindness makes a big difference. Love that. So grateful for that heart of yours. Aren't these fun ways, different ways of saying thank you, I appreciate you? But look at the die set. It's got this label die, which you can use in either horizontal or vertical direction. And then it's got all these additional dies. You can do a flower, even a poinsettia, some berries, fall leaves, ferny type leaves, acorns. So it's really neat whether you buy one or the other or both. I think it's a great set. You can't go wrong with that. Okay, here's another one, and I have not worked with this yet, Bauble Blooms, and it does have a coordinating die set. There is some step stamping in here, so 1, 2, 3 step stamping, and then it's got these wonderful dies to create ornaments with. And think about using just these ornament pieces and not necessarily the floral part in the middle. You could use these with any of your cardstocks, your two-tone cardstock, your specialty papers like the gold foil, designer series paper. You can make like endless numbers of ornaments and have them all be different just with that ornament bauble and the toppers and the bow. So that's a cool set. I also like this sentiment, joyous wishes to you and yours. And then the last set I want to show you, and again, these right here are ones you can get now, is the Jolly Holly bundle. And this has a hybrid embossing folder. So you get the Jolly Holly stamp set. I also really, really love holly leaves. And then you've got this set of dies and this embossing folder. And as I said, it's a hybrid embossing folder. And let me show you what that means if you're not familiar. So hybrid, think of, it does two things, right? So hybrid embossing folder means it's going to emboss and die cut for us in one step, as long as, and I didn't look at this ahead of time, as long as we have the two pieces that fit together. And that is this large die. And did you see how I can move it around until it just falls into place? And once it's there, it stays secure. Okay. Then you would put your cardstock in there, run it through your embossing machine, and look what happens. This is what you get. It doesn't necessarily cut out all of these holly leaves and berries, but it gives you this wonderful, fun background, and you can simply pull up all of these leaves to give some added dimension. Okay. So kind of fun. It's different than any that we've had. I really haven't played with it beyond just testing it out to see what it does. I can picture myself, especially like some of, well, the different sizes. I could easily, let me show you, just make a couple of snips and have some wonderful die cut holly leaves and berries. So I can see myself using it that way as well. Because again, I just love, is it because I was born in December? My name is Mary? I don't know, but I love Christmas. So you could use it like that and do a real simple card with this beautiful background. You could do it on a watercolor paper and add some color to the leaves and berries that way. Or you can do something like this, which I think is beautiful and a great way to quickly get some die cut holly leaves and berries. So I think this is going to be a fun one to work with. I'm excited about that I have it, that I invested in it. Let me know what you think of those. So all of these are on the online exclusives right now. Artistic Leaves, Label Me Grateful, Bauble Blooms, and Jolly Holly. The other things I showed you in the card making demonstration, those DSPs will be available the first week of September. Okay. Today I'm going to do a little bit different giveaway. And I'm going to send one person two of the, excuse me, a couple of pieces of the DSP and two of the, why don't we do two people? I'll split it. We'll do two people. I will send a card base and coordinating envelope, plus some pieces of the DSP and a couple of die cuts to two people. And what I ask is, if you are one of the winners, what I ask is that you just make something, anything, with what I send you. It doesn't have to be the same thing I made. Inspire us. You all have so much to share. You are all creative. Okay. So all I ask is that if you are a winner, you make something with what I send you and you post it here on Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. And if you're not sure how to post it here, please, just take a picture and send it to me and I can do it for you. Okay? Yes, Label Me Grateful is red rubber. And as you know, we are phasing out red rubber stamps starting in November through April. And we are moving to all photopolymer. So a bit of a change, but that's okay. We will work through that change together and we will keep on creating and keep on sharing and growing with one another. All right, if you would like to have your name entered into the drawing for that giveaway, please type in the comments now. How about ornaments? Ornaments, okay? And I will draw 2 names of winners. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being patient and understanding with all the internet Facebook issues today. I know that is frustrating. I hate to say it, but it's probably more frustrating for me than for you. But we got through the demonstration and we had some time to talk. Oh, one thing I didn't mention was the new mini catalog will begin on September 3rd. September 3rd. I cannot show you the inside of it until then, but I'm telling you it's filled with lots of goodies. I do send catalogs out to people who have purchased with me in the current year. Okay, so if you've made a Stampin' Up! Order with me, you should be getting a catalog. I do have another round of catalogs I need to mail out, but the first round is already on their way. A couple of people told me yesterday that they got theirs. If you are not working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you are not a demonstrator yourself, I do not send catalogs to demonstrators. You get a free copy from the company. If you are not currently working with a demonstrator, I would be happy to send you a catalog. To get one, you need to go to stampinpeace.com, click contact, and then fill out that form requesting a catalog with all of your information, okay? If you are working with another demonstrator, please ask that demonstrator you're working with for a catalog, okay? Please keep in mind that demonstrators do have to purchase and mail the catalogs. We pay for all that, whether we have them sent from the company or we send them ourselves. We're still paying for these. It's not a freebie that Stampin' Up! Gives to us. So please be respectful and when you're requesting catalogs, okay? And again, we want to be fair to everybody. So if you already have a demonstrator, please contact your demonstrator for a catalog. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to earn your business and would be happy to send a catalog to you, okay? All right, everybody, have a great evening. Have a great weekend. And I will see you next week. Take care.